Last time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2. By the way, my special talent. It's about rope escapes, there's no need for that now. Oh. Does she want to show it off that badly? She does, otherwise I'm terrified what her other talent might be considering these two items. I'm very worried. Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. So, last time we finished up meeting some of, I just can't express how fun the cast is in this game. They are just so entertaining thus far, and I don't know how we're going to continue this with Uncle Ray, and Bloodborne Lady, and, cape-wearing child. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting moving forward, especially since I don't know the direction this is going to go. Because before, our opponent was singularly almost just Lang. But this time, it seems like the best is going to be our rival in a way, but he's not really a rival. He doesn't really seem to be any threat. He's a rookie prosecutor still, so I imagine that means he still has a lot of learning and training to do. Who knows how this is going to go, and as for his mentor slash judge goddess, or prosecutor goddess, I guess I'd say, we'll see how that goes. Prosecutor's office, 9:45 a.m. Room 1202. Mr. Edgeworth, just what happened yesterday? Oh wow, we actually got kicked out. We let them kick us out. That's different. And that means Gumshoe's still over there working under the best. Poor guy. Those two people, their attitude was just unforgivable. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here to clean up the mess you made. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee has decreed that you will be taken off this case. And Sebastian has been appointed to take over the case. That is all. It's the first time I've gotten to actually use the Sanaki voice where it should be. Judge Courtney and Mr. DeBest, they were certainly ruthless. But what I'm more concerned about is... just what is the pick thinking? I'm worried about what they will do from here on. I have a bad feeling about this. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you listening to me? No, I'm not. I never do. You're not going to give up on this case, are you? No, I don't plan on backing down. Not with the current situation as it is. If I were to silently stand by, that would only validate their claims. But I no longer have investigation rights. What should I do now? I will admit, even though I am kind of tired of, Edgeworth, you're off the investigation being most of the game's conflict, I'm always interested to see how he gets back to it, because he's usually taken off by powers that are far beyond his control, and he usually finds a way to worm himself back in. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? But bad news, sir. I heard something down at the precinct. Sounds like they've already arrested a suspect in yesterday's case. What? Who is it? I don't know yet, sir. If we go down to the detention center, we can ask. Let's get going. Mr. Edgeworth. Even if I can't investigate, meeting with the suspect should not be an issue. Alright, we're heading over to the detention center, now. I'll also head over on the double, sir. Detective, won't that interfere with your job? I gotta investigate the scene of the crime anyway, so it should be okay, sir. Alright, we'll meet up with you there. Roger, sir. Let's go, Kay. Okay. So we're gonna get in a jet? I don't own a jet. And whose jet did I get in last time? He's not coming, is he? He's not. It's happening all over again. Don't joke about that. It would be insane if he just died too, and it's like anyone who talks to Edgeworth dies. No way, I mean it. It's not happening. Wait, who's saying that? Yes, it's happening alright. There's just someone here to talk to you. Probably another prison inmate guy, man. That sounds like a pretty screechy voice, huh? The hell is that? I can already tell from this distance that that sprite is weird. No way, no way, no way, no way. Don't be so stubborn. What? Excuse me? But aren't prosecutors, like, crazy scary or something? Always giving you the death glare. Pardon me, but would you happen to be the suspect? I knew it. Okay, why does this man seem so distraught? Well, because you're, you. That doesn't help me at all. What do you mean I'm me? I'm perfect. Hello, Mr. Suspect. Would you mind talking to us for a little bit? Who are you? I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday. Well, it's just a part-time job, and he doesn't really pay me. It's not against the law. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm gonna sue you. I'll find a different prosecutor to sue you. I'm just taking a vacation from my real job. I don't remember hiring you. This is Mr. Edgeworth. He's a prosecutor, but he's not as scary as he looks, so it's okay. How rude. Oh, really? I really don't know what kind of voice to give this person. Really, really? Really? Anyway, can you tell us your name, Mr. Suspect? Yeah. I'm Simon Keys? Simon Keys. Nice to meet you, Simon. You can just call me Kay, okay? I'm Miles Edgeworth, a prosecutor. I would appreciate a word with you. Please, it's for your own good, Simon. Really? Finally, it looks like we'll be able to get something out of him, thanks to Kay. He has such a messed up hairstyle. I hope to God no one on Earth has to suffer that hairstyle ever. First, I'd like you to tell me a little about yourself. No way, not that. I couldn't do that. Impossible. I'm not worthy. There's nothing interesting about me. Your occupation? No way, not that. It's no big deal, honest. Yeah, I'm just a regular employee. Good grief. About the victim Knightley. I don't think he's going to talk to me about this. Okay. Simon, did you know Mr. Knightley from somewhere? Knightley? Yeah, I did. He was a friend. A friend? So did he know that Knightley was arrested? Oh god, now I just thought of what kind of voice this guy should have, and it's the worst possible one. Did you know that Mr. Knightley was arrested? Yeah, I came here to meet him. So he visited the detention center too. When was that? When did you visit him here? It was 2 days ago in the afternoon. I received a call from the police, so I came over right away. From the police? Why did you get a call from the police? It was a request from Knightley. He had a message for me. A message? Yeah, he wanted me to bring him his pocket-sized chessboard, so I retrieved it from his house and gave it to him. Did he say chessboard? Did you say chessboard? Is Kay stealing my I just can't get over him thinking that with a straight face. It's like, is Kay actually a mind flayer? No, Mr. Edgeworth, it's just written on your face. Yeah. I was just guessing from your facial expression. See, I can be a useful assistant, right? Well, you're more useful than, like, Trucy. So do you know what we need to do next? You bet, we gotta show that to Simon, right? Correct. Let's present it and see how he reacts. Of course. My prosecutor's badge. No way, it's really impossible. There's no way I could be a prosecutor, even if you give that to me. That was never my intention. So are you going to arrest me? Am I going to trial? No objections, Your Honor. There is no objection. Please calm down. Do you recognize this chessboard? That's Knightley's. Just as I thought. Chessboard data updated in my organizer. This was found near Mr. Knightley's corpse. He always carried a chessboard with him. It's just like him to have one until his last breath. It sounds like you two were really close. Yeah. Oh god, this voice that I'm trying to perfect. We were best friends, at least I thought we were. But maybe I was wrong. Huh? Because I never imagined he would murder someone. Having someone close to you turn out to be a murderer. Reality can be so cruel. It's not something most people can easily accept. I never imagined he would part ways like this. Mr. Edgeworth, something's definitely strange here. There's no way Simon could have killed Mr. Knightley. Indeed, I certainly can't see a motive at all. However, the fact remains that he was the one who was arrested on that charge. That was the justification for, just what was the justification for doing so? I don't know. Reasons for arrest. So why were you arrested? I guess he still won't respond to me. Well, I don't know. Looks like he's finally warming up to you. Oh, that's a great help. This morning a police officer barged into my house. Before I knew it, he had brought me here. Was there a prosecutor accompanying him at the time? Well, I remember a prosecutor called, Best or something. So, it was that rookie prosecutor. And I guess the police haven't dragged you into questioning yet, huh? Are the police going to interrogate me? Yep, that's right. Because you're the suspect. No way, no way, no way. Aren't detectives, like, crazy abusive or something? Always bossing you around with their big bodies? Detective Gumshoe on the scene. Ah, I knew it. Please don't beat me with your thick arms. You're so manly, thick arms. Oh boy, this is gonna be like a staple goddamn voice, isn't it? I can't take it anymore. Someone call the police. What's gotten into him, sir? Well, it's because you're you, detective. Huh? I don't get it, sir. I know Simon has to be innocent, Mr. Edgeworth. Can we do something? Simon Keyes. Yes? You were kind to you were Mr. Knightley's best friend. You only met with him 2 days ago. You say you didn't kill him. Are you certain about this? Yes, I am. I wouldn't harm a fly. I see. That's enough for me. I shall offer my assistance in proving your innocence. Well, what's the point of helping little old me? It's not just for you. This case, I have a personal stake in it as well. It just pushes the best out of the frame, and he's like, hey, I'm important too. That's right. We gotta get back at those two from yesterday. Yeah, I'm fired up, sir. But I don't have any investigation rights at the moment. Since I won't be able to obtain information myself, your role is most vital. I'm sure we can rely on you to fill in any holes in information we have. Help us help you. That's all I ask. Just had an idea. Why don't you just borrow a defense attorney's badge, sir? Come on, there's no way Mr. Edgeworth could do that. This isn't the time to be joking around. But I wasn't joking. Helping the suspect is the defense attorney's job, pal. Jeez, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter what Edgeworth's job is. All we gotta do is find the real murderer. It's like, no, I'm fine with this. I'll just beat the shit out of Phoenix and steal his badge. Fine by me. Or that Apollo kid. He looks like he couldn't fight back for shit. Apollo and Drusy are just shopping. It's like, Drusy's like, Apollo, do you think we need this zucchini? Apollo's like, I don't really know. And before he finishes his sentence, Edgeworth just comes by and, like, strong arms him. And he's like, give me that badge. Okay, pal. That reminds me, Apollo actually has never met Edgeworth. I realized that about that game. Edgeworth never appeared in that one. I'm sure you understand, but if the investigation results prove that you're the murderer, no hard feelings, but I will show no mercy. But But you don't need to be scared. I believe in your story, at least for now. All you need to do is believe in us and wait patiently. There's nothing to fear. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be off. March 28th, 11:22 a.m., Detention Center. Hallway. Eat free, live free in prison. That's a plaque. So we're all fired up and ready to go. But we still can't enter the part of the prison where the murder occurred. If you can't investigate, the only thing you can do now is defend him in court, sir. But how are we supposed to do that? We can't. Huh? Oh, he can. If it isn't Prosecutor Edgeworth and his merry gang, what are you guys doing here? Did you come here to harass Mr. Edgeworth again, pal? What are you talking about, big guy? Uncle Ray's just here to do his job. Your job? Oh yeah, you're a defense attorney, right? Okay, you're as cutiful as ever. Cutiful? I might not look like it, but your Uncle Ray is a hotshot defense attorney. I'm here to meet with a new client today. What was his name again? Shy Monkeys or something? Shy Monkeys. What? You mean Simon Keys? Oh, that's it, Kay. Looks like you know the deal. I love the animation of him clapping. Mr. Edgeworth, he's the defense attorney. I thought as much. Guess we have no choice but to resort to that method. In the past, whenever I had to investigate cases I was not placed in charge of, I was able to gain access by becoming a subordinate to whomever was in charge. Not my preferred option, but it's the only one I have now. Mr. Shields, if I may ask. By the way, I don't take on sidekicks. He already knew. I refuse to take on male assistants who lack charm, especially someone who was like a son to Von Karma. Mr. Shields, as I thought, he won't forgive me so easily. Mr. Shields, I understand that you cannot forgive me for what I've done. By the way, you guys are, a few people who are newer to the channel are a little confused as to which Ace Attorney series I played on the channel. And which Ace Attorney games I played. I played Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3, the original trilogy, off the channel. I actually started the first game on the channel, but didn't finish it because I had already completed it, and I really didn't see a point in playing it. It was just a weird LP situation. But I finished the first 3 games, and that was a long time ago, so that's a lot of the reason why I questioned, have I seen this person before? Because it was years and years ago. And on the channel, though, we finished Apollo Justice and Edgeworth Investigations 1. So, that's the story behind that. I am also fully aware of your hatred towards those involved with Von Karma. I don't know if you'll believe me, but I am no longer the same as I was back then. Back when I idolized Von Karma. Yeah, pal. Mr. Edgeworth's a changed man. Sure, he may have been a cruel, inhuman prosecutor in the past. But now he's completely different, pal. When you put it that bluntly, it kind of hurts. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth's not a bad guy anymore. I wouldn't even call him a prosecutor. He's more like, a hero, yeah. He even helped me out in that big case last month. A hero? That's some pretty big talk there, Missy. He's a magnificent hero, although he'd be no match for a great thief like me. Mr. Shields, don't the actions of the pick appear strange to you? I believe there may be something else hidden behind this case. I can't afford to quit at this juncture. Please let me help you with the investigation. I never expected you to grovel like this. Sure looks like you've changed, alright. I'm kinda interested in the cause of all this. You're interested in what changed me? If I had to say, it would probably be the courtroom itself. All the experience I've had and all the people I've met inside the courtroom. And perhaps reuniting with my old friends. I never expected you of all people to change. Who would have thought that you'd lay open your heart like that? I'm sure that man would be surprised as well. Guess I can't turn you away. It may be long overdue, but allow me to properly reintroduce myself. If you would be so kind as to read this. Edgeworth Law Offices, Raymond Shields, head attorney. Edgeworth? Mr. Shields was an assistant to my deceased father, Gregory Edgeworth. Really? Your father was a defense attorney? So that means that man that Mr. Shield talked about is... Correct, my cute little K. Prosecutor Edgeworth's old man. I never changed the name of the... Oh yeah, I never changed the name of the firm. It's a way of showing my appreciation for his help. Prosecutor Edgeworth. No, wait, Miles. Uncle Ray doesn't fully trust you just yet. It may have been temporary, but the fact remains. You were once a disciple of Von Karma. I wonder what kind of grudge he... Well, oh, shit. Yeah, if he was working under Edgeworth's dad, I kind of understand why. You say that you've changed, but you'll need to prove it to me with your actions. Even your old man would have wanted it this way. Yes, I understand. Alright, I'm getting tired of all this stuffy talk, so let's give it a rest and move on. For now, I'll make you my temporary assistant. How does that sound? I'm sorry to trouble you. This outcome is kinda moving, yeah? The prodigal son returning to his work in his late father's law firm. What about me? What about me? Of course, you can help too, Kay. Oh, right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Shields. I mean, boss. Now then, let's get right to work. Let's see. First off, what do you think we should do, Miles? That's right. I had some unfinished business yesterday. So it wasn't the victim, but rather it was the first person to discover the body who screamed. Why don't we find them and listen to what they have to say? Yeah, that's it. Uncle Ray thinks so too. Hey guys, Raiden here. I had a little bit of a recording issue here, so there's like a singular line that got skipped, but it wasn't anything important, so let's just skip right to Kay saying what she's saying. Okay, with that decided, hurry up, let's hurry up and grill him. Sir? What am I supposed to do? Gumshoe, you silly little guy, you're not even on the case. That's actually true now that I think about it. I bet DeBest is not going to be happy once he learns that Gumshoe is trotting around with us. Detective can't help defense attorneys. Wait, they can't? I can't just leave him be. Detective, I will give you a special assignment. Wait, if detectives can't help defense attorneys, then you should be fired time and time again, Gumshoe. I want you to assist Mr. DeBest in his investigation and follow his orders. And then, if you discover anything useful, I want you to share it with us. Detective, this is a job that only you can do. Can we count on you? Yes, sir. Leave it to me. I'm really good at leaking investigation reports to defense attorneys. Normally, that would be a problem for me, but it may come in handy this time. Alright, let's get moving, shall we? Time to go to jail. March 28th, 11:50 a.m. prison, hallway. Now then, where's the person who first discovered the body? For now, all we can do is ask around. Hold it right there. Is it Boxer Man? Who? Oh my god. Even the prison guards have cute little animals, unless that thing's dead. Her theme, though. Who is this woman? Excuse me, but... Oh, you're simply irresistible. Huh? Do you mean me? Very nice indeed. What an elegant mustache. It's a pleasure to meet you, mademoiselle. Defense attorney Ray Shields at your service. How about we exchange greetings with a hug? But of course. Uncle Ray's lips. Oh, did she kiss him? A proper greeting should begin with a hug and a kiss. It's almost like it was stolen from him. Yes, a remarkable feat of quickness that would put a great thief to shame. I feel that close contact is very important. This goes for my family here in my home as well. Quite a splendid way of thinking there. I'm the warden, Patricia Rowland. But please, just call me Patty. The warden. So she's in charge of the prison and detention center. Oh, even the little thing around her neck is making like a hug gesture too, like a welcome. That's adorable. Nice to meet you, I'm Miles Edgeworth. I am Mr. Shields' assistant. Pardon me for asking, but were you here in the prison yesterday? But of course, yesterday was a day that I wouldn't have missed for the world. Wouldn't have missed for the world. Did you have some kind of important meeting? Oh heavens no, I despise meetings. It was the animal show, of course. You guys have animal shows and oh my good... Wait, what the hell? Whatever is happening there is not on collision course for goodness. That is a flaming tiger that is about to pounce an elephant. I do not know what the trick is going to end with. A wonderful spectacle featuring animals dancing and flying through the air. It's not like we've ever had this in Ace Attorney before in any other case. I always see it along with everyone else in our home. We're one big happy family. We built a special stage in the courtyard just for this performance. A performance for the prisoners' enjoyment. Yesterday, Albert mentioned some kind of recreation. I suppose it was the animal show that he was referring to. When did the show take place? It started at 8 a.m. and ended around 10 a.m. That's an interesting way of... Okay. That's exactly when the body was discovered. So whoever saw the show would probably have an alibi. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going. I have business to attend to. Please take your time and have a look around our home. You didn't even let us question you. Hey, it's a small pony. So where should we start, Mr. Edgeworth? There was a prisoner who heard the scream from the person who discovered the body. Let's start by talking with him. Oh, it was this guy over here, wasn't it? Where's the person who first discovered the body? Right now. Around this time, I think he should be in the workroom in the back. The workroom? Should go take a look. Oh, look, there's a little pig, and a baboon, and this guy's petting a cat. Hey, you there. I'd like to ask you some questions. So cute. Meow. It really is, meow. Hey, you. Meow. You finally noticed me. By the way, what's this cat's name, meow? His name is Nermal, meow. That's enough. Carry on with your duties. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Okay, move. Oh, I could just push her. Oh, that's hilarious. Also, as she just turns around, it's like, Mr. Edgeworth, you're going so fast. You're like a tornado. I'm a speed demon, Kay. So they call me at the prosecutor's office. What is this? Hello, is this occupied? Okay, that's not a restroom. Hey, guard, do you have a minute? Sir, what is it? Is anyone using that workroom right now? Presently, there is one prisoner working inside. I'm positive he's been in there since the noon roll call. We would like to ask the prisoner a few questions, if that is acceptable. Yes, sir. We'll bring him out, so please wait a moment. This case has so many characters already. I'll leave this to you, Miles. But what do you mean? Because I don't know what kind of scary guy will come out of that room. Mr. Shields, you're a scaredy cat? Even though, oh, that's Kay. Even though you're an adult? Same to you, Kay. What, does Kay not consider herself an adult? She's at least, like, 17 or 18. Here he comes. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Are you serious? It's actually him. The god himself. The guy from the first Ace Attorney game. Oh, good day to you, sirs. Are you the ones who requested my presence? He doesn't seem like a dangerous criminal. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor. A prosecutor? Isn't that right? I'm Ray Shields, defense attorney. Mr. Shields. His demeanor completely changed once he saw who we were dealing with. Sorry about that. My assistant says strange things sometimes. He's not a prosecutor, he's just my assistant. Hey, get your act together, Miles. I guess I messed up. Forgot about my new job. No wonder I thought you were different from... So, fun story. You guys notice that sometimes I call the Payne family, basically. Sometimes I call them Schwitt, and that's because I get them confused, because when I first played Ace Attorney in Ace Attorney 1, I couldn't do any voices. Like, I had never had any experience, unlike now where I can do a shit ton, apparently. But, they all had the same voice, like both the villain and the prosecutor. It's just like, it was a mess back then. I didn't even do the female voices. Maya just had a normal dude voice. But now I can probably give him like a proper one, can't I? No wonder, I thought you were different from the prosecutor who visited me yesterday. It looks like he's already spoken to the best. May we ask you a few questions? Oh yes, of course you may. My name is Frank Schwitt. Okay, go for it, Miles. I guess I'll be asking the questions after all. Mr. Schwitt, are you aware of the murder that occurred here yesterday, correct? Where were you when the body was discovered? I was in this room, where I had been working. What kind of work? Well, my goal is to become a pet groomer. Really? Well, I mean, that's a good thing to do once you get out of prison. Help pets? An animal beautician, so to speak. Oh yes, I was inside cultivating my skills. In any other prison, such training would be unheard of. That was all, honestly. I didn't see a thing. Whoa, that's suspicious. He has eyes? Why did he say that? I haven't even asked him anything yet. Which is why I said to say, I won't be of any help to you. Mr. Schwitt, I haven't asked you anything yet. No, wait, that's... Even if you were to ask, I would not... You know something, don't you? Oh, that's... It seems he is indeed hiding something. Let's try to press it out of him. Oh, to the Shadow Realm again. First, let us assess the layout of the board. My opponent's condition is... Oh my god, he has 3 chess pieces. He's the strongest yet. I'm afraid I didn't see a thing, so I won't be of any help to you. This man's expressions do not change much. It's a true poker face. It may be difficult to read his emotions from his body language. Perhaps I should focus on how he phrases his words. It may reveal on what's on his mind. Now for the opening move, I'll start by asking about who that man is. Even if he hides his emotions, if I push the right buttons, I'm sure I'll cause a change. Logic chess, begin! Oh, one question. Are you involved with this case? Are you referring to the murder that has occurred? Wait, the murder that has occurred inside this prison? I'm sorry, I'm having so much trouble talking right now. I had nothing to do with it at all. Is that true? I would never dream of being involved in a murder plot. Never. How should I put it? I'm an upright model citizen, after all. You're an upright model citizen? Maybe if I push him further along that line. Common sense tells me an upright model citizen would have never ended up behind bars. Well, that is... Tell me what you know about the incident. I already told you, I don't know a damn thing, or I really don't know anything. It's really hard to tell what's going on with him. It feels like he talks more when I'm not, like... When I get him on the ropes and then stop talking. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for that outburst, but I will be of no assistance. Pardon my rudeness. It's just that the murder occurred in this rather confined prison. It seems unnatural that you do not know anything about it. Or unnatural, is that so? If you're looking for the person who discovered the body, you should try someone else. Did I say who we were looking for? How do you know we were looking for the person who discovered the body? I don't recall saying anything or saying a word about that. Are you sure you don't know anything? What is that face? No, I love how his animations just speed up when he's nervous. Like, he starts kind of twitching, I guess I'd say. For lack of a better term for it, I guess. No, it was merely a hunch I had. I am but a humble pet groomer in training. I honestly have no recollection of the murder. I am positive that this man is hiding something. For my next move, I'll ask him about his movements on the day of the murder. Life steal. I'm surprised how lenient that is. This man has suppressed his emotions. I will expose his true nature, hidden beneath that suspicious smile. What are you talking about, Edgeworth? That smile isn't suspicious. Let's talk about what happened on the day of the murder. You truly had nothing to do with it. There shouldn't be a problem, correct? Oh, well. On the day of the murder, there was a lot going on. Tell me about the state of the prison. What was the state of the prison at the time? I don't remember it too well. My memory's rather poor. I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. You should try another line of attack. And we will, Edgeworth. Tell me about your movements. Tell me what you were doing on that day. As I mentioned earlier, I was cultivating my skills as a groomer in training. I was trimming the coats of the animals at the time. Didn't the murder cause a panic? Yeah, because it caused all the animals to freak out and run away. I imagine the entire prison must have been in an uproar. Well, but there was no panic. I could even hear someone's voice. Was it a scream you heard? Someone's voice. Judging from the circumstances, I suppose it was a scream that you heard. So you do have a recollection of the murder. You kept insisting that you knew absolutely nothing about the murder. But you do not give credence to your claims. Well, I thought I heard someone's voice, but in any case, I don't remember it very well. Scream at the time of the murder. It might be a clue. I better keep that in mind. Okay, let's get past this. I think I know what we have to do now. Tell me about the state of the prison. What's the state of the prison? Let's try using that clue. I thought you heard a scream. You don't remember? Ridiculous. Didn't you say earlier that you heard a scream? That wasn't... I could very well be mistaken. At any rate, I honestly don't remember. You still do not remember. Enough with your lies. I ain't lying you. I mean, I'm telling the truth. Wait and see. In any case, I was absorbed in grooming the animals. By the way, how skilled would you say you are in animal grooming? My technique with the scissors still needs some work, but I'm very confident in my handling of animals. The animals became frightened. I calmed them with my gentle hands. Frightened? Why would the animals have become frightened? I don't think that's a common occurrence. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? Did the scream frighten the animals? Perhaps the reason they were frightened was because of someone's scream. Why are you trying so hard to hide the fact that there was a scream? Are you concealing some vital information from me? Yes, we're down to his last piece. I'm doing nothing of the sort. Yes, you are. It's true that I heard some sort of scream. I'm not trying to hide it. Like, it's the weirdest thing about doing Edgeworth's voice, and that's the fact that more than any other voice I do, it makes me yell. Like, it makes me naturally want to yell things. He's starting to show his true colors. I should be more aggressive with my next move. I'll ask him about the scream. Life steal. What happens if that bar reaches 0? Do you just get like a chunk out of your Edgeworth health, or is it just game over? It's time to give him a taste of the futility of keeping a secret from me. When did you hear it, or who did the scream belong to? Who did the scream belong to? Do you know who the scream belonged to? Oh, well, I was mistaken. When the incident occurred, I just happened to be in the courtyard. That's why I did not hear the scream. I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line of attack. When did you hear it? When did you hear the scream? That's it. I just remembered. I just noticed he has a pink glove hanging out of his thing. I don't know why I didn't see that. At the time of the murder, there was an event going on. It was the animal show. I had gone there to see it. So you're saying that since you were watching the show, you did not hear the scream? That's completely different from everything you've said up till now. Yeah. Shut up. So what if it is? I mean, my memory's just so hazy. You get mad easily, don't you? Stop making that poker face. Wait and see. The animal show was very enjoyable. What kind of animals performed in the show? Well, I believe I saw a whale. What? A whale? Did you ride the whale? You didn't see the show, did you? You liar. You didn't see the animal show at all. Well, that is... I sort of saw it, and I sort of didn't. You didn't see the show. This could be a clue. Who did the screaming belong to? Do you know who the scream belonged to? Well, I was mistaken. When the incident occurred, I just happened to be in the courtyard. That's why I did not hear the scream. Let's try using that clue. You didn't see the animal show. Just how deep are you going to dig your pit of lies? It's obvious that you did not see the animal show. Still not broken? There's no way out of this. Just tell me what happened. That's everything you know about the scream. I cannot answer what I cannot answer. I didn't hear the scream. You know, he's one of the more normal-looking people in Ace Attorney, I have to say. From the person who discovered the body. I'll make you hear a scream. Don't you mean the victim's scream? That's strange. Normally, if you hear a scream during a murder, it's usually from the victim. Why would you think the scream was from the person who discovered the body? Jesus, that chess piece must be made out of adamantium or something. I'm a poor prosecutor. I can only afford wood. Oh, my mistake. How? How did you know the scream was from the person who discovered the body? Oh, well, it's because you're the one who got murdered. You're a ghost. Case solved. Ghost did it. It's like, Mr. Edgeworth, ghosts don't exist in this world. And it's just like a flashback of, it's just like a flashback of all the times Phoenix has used ghost powers to get through things. Allow me to answer you. That's because you're the one who discovered the body. And the scream that was heard when the murder occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you when you discovered the body. Just who do you think you are? It was just as you say, but what gives you the right to do this? Checkmate. Your soul is mine. It's now clear who discovered the body. You have no more reason to withhold your testimony, correct? Very well, I'll tell you. But I doubt my testimony is worth hearing. Whether or not it's worth hearing is for me to decide. I will expose the truth with my own hands. That is my sole duty. I think you're a little off there, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean? We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simon. Isn't our goal to help out our clients? I mean, you're not a prosecutor right now. You're a defense attorney's assistant. Well said there, Kay. She's right on the money, Miles. The official task of the Edgeworth Law Offices is to defend our clients. Your old man who founded the firm truly valued the bonds we had with his clients. So if you're not willing to do the same, maybe you aren't cut out for this job. I don't want to fire you on the spot either, so have a heart, okay? The heart of a defense attorney, huh? In any case, it's important that we hear the testimony of the person who discovered the body. Start talking, Mr. Schwitt. Tell me what happened when you found the body. When I found the body, I was in the workroom over there practicing my skills. By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom and went up to the door. I peeked through the small window on the door, and I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead. I quailed in fright. Quailed? I've never heard that word before. In fright, and found myself letting out a scream. If I may confirm one thing, you were in the room right next to the one where the dead body was found. Within the prison, we call it Workroom B. And you were in there the whole time on the day of the murder. Yes, after the 7 a.m. roll call, I remained inside the whole time. In this prison, we have roll call 3 times a day. At 7 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m. And they check the workrooms during those times too? Exactly. I see. So during the 7 a.m. roll call, there was nothing amiss. And Knightley's body was not in the workroom yet. Prison roll call notes jotted down in my organizer. So it sounds like the murder occurred after 7 a.m., huh? And that's right, when the animal show started. Correct. The other prisoners went to see the animal show. Meaning anyone who did not see the show does not have an alibi. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Schwitt? Yes, that's certainly true. However, I merely discovered the body. His testimony has a clear contradiction. I should press him about that first. I was in the workroom over there practicing my skills. See, I just want to hear this again. By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom, so I went up to the door. I peeked through the small window on the door. Then I saw him lying there, the man not moving, dead. That's not right, though. I quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream. He's pretending to be an innocent bystander, but parts of his testimony are odd. Considering his situation and the place he's in, the contradiction should be quite obvious. I'll show him the evidence that proves it. I mean, my only contradiction I can immediately think of is the fact that there's no way he'd be able to see the body from where the door is. Oh, floor plans. Hold on, I'm just trying to... Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, I'll show him that. You couldn't have. No, I don't want to hold it. I want to present, but you know what? That's fine too. You knew it was a man right away. It was clear judging from his physique and clothing. Even the fact that he was dead was as plain as day. You could tell he was dead through that tiny window? Well, it's not the first time I've seen a dead body. What? So you mean... The reason you're in here is because... I'm ashamed to admit it, but it is as you say. However, this was my first time seeing a body that someone else had killed. Okay, yeah, let's get back to that statement. I know what we have to do now. Present floor plans! Mr. Schwitt, your testimony contradicts this piece of evidence. A contradiction, you say? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Are you not merely making a blind guess? Ah! He saw right through your bluff, didn't he? But you can't give up after a couple of failures, Miles. Yes, I know. And now he's trying to console me. Alright, let's try the other statement. I have a feeling I'm on the right track, but maybe that was the wrong statement. I peeked through the small window in the door. Oh, wait a minute. Let's take a look at the door real quick. Opens doors for animals, sounds alarm in response to a prisoner's bracelet. Prisoners can't move freely. Oh, that's also wrong, though. Because the doors have those sensors on them, so he can't leave. There we go, I found it. Mr. Schwitt, please stop telling such feeble lies. You don't seem to understand your position. Yes, I do. I'm in prison. My position? I used to be a newspaper salesman, but then I took up a pet groomer thing. What about that bracelet on your wrist? It proves that you are unmistakably a prisoner. And as long as you wear that bracelet, you should not be able to move around as you please. As soon as you went through the door, the sensor would have sounded the alarm. Or, that is... Peeking into the adjacent room is impossible, when you couldn't even leave the one you were in. Ah. Ooh-wee, nice one, Miles. That was a real humdinger. But does that mean Mr. Schwitt didn't see the body? I'm not sure, perhaps. We should let the man himself explain it to us. You see, that is, well... Forgive me, it appears my previous explanation was lacking. I shall clearly explain how I was able to see the body. Very well, let us hear your revised testimony. I can't believe we're talking to this guy again. I don't know why, because this shouldn't even be that hype, and I shouldn't really be excited about it, but I am. When I found it, part 2. There's a rather well-known technique among the prisoners here. If the hand with the bracelet stays out of the room, you can step out with sounding the alarm. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream. So that means... He kept his arm inside workroom B and peeked into the adjacent workroom. I'd appreciate it if you didn't... Wait, I'd appreciate if you didn't mention this to anyone, especially the guards, okay? Was that what he was trying to hide earlier? Should try asking him for more details about a few other things as well. I'm guessing that means we should press him.
Hold it!
Hold it! Tell me more about this technique. Certainly. Here's how it works. Oh, this goes on the next piece of testimony.
Hold it!
Hold it! All you gain by doing that is a small degree of freedom. Naturally, but it is all that we have left to enjoy. I'm shocked that you enjoy such a thing. Have you truly reflected on what you've done? But of course, I am a model prisoner. Your definition of model is highly suspicious. Regardless, that was the was that the technique you used? Yes, that's correct. I'm sure no guards were around when I did it. That's how I was able to peek in the adjacent room. Why would you do something so troublesome and potentially dangerous? I heard a noise coming from the adjacent room. It seemed odd to me, as there should not have been anyone inside. So you peeked into the adjacent workroom as soon as you heard the noise? Yes, of course. I peeked in as soon as I could. I see. Is there a problem with that statement? There is a problem. So you looked into the adjacent room immediately after you heard the noise. If that was true, then you should have seen more than just a dead body. You should have seen the person who made that noise. That is, well... He looks really shaken. Mr. Schwitt, answer me. What did you really see? If you intend to remain silent, I will have no choice but to assume that you are complicit to murder. Oh, please forgive me. It's just that I couldn't even believe what I saw myself. It may have just been a dream. I hesitate to even recall it. Tell me what happened. Very well. I will be frank with you. I saw a dog. It was a nightmarish scene. A large black dog. It was biting onto the neck of the victim. What? What did you say? It was truly a hellish scene. That dog killed him. Oh, I think I'm going to be sick. That's some grade A trauma right there. I was chilled to my very core and let out a shriek. A man-eating dog inside this zoo of a prison. Black dog data jotted down in my organizer. I really hope it's not the dog. That'd be bad. That was everything I saw. Do you believe me now? Yes, I do. I doubt one would be able to lie about something like that. Would you add that to your testimony? Certainly. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream. To my horror, there was a black dog biting his neck. Rubber glove. I know he only has one glove in his jacket. Well, the only thing I see we can do is press the statement again.
Hold it.
A black dog was biting the victim's neck. Yes, blood came pouring out, and as a result, the dog's mouth became stained with it. Ugh, stop, you don't have to get that detailed. At that time, was the victim... Hee. Mr. Edgeworth, why do you ask him that? Okay. Why do you hit Uncle Ray? The man did not even flinch. He must have been dead already, but the blood continued to gush from his neck. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch. Way too much detail. Way too much detail. I love how he's a defense attorney and he's not, like, comfortable with hearing about this stuff. Are you doing this on purpose? Certainly not. I'm just trying to give an accurate testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, shall I add that statement to my testimony? If you would. It was terrifying. Truly terrifying sight. His hands moved nary an inch. Do I have to press him again?
Hold it.
That was a very vivid testimony. It's because I witnessed it up close, relatively speaking. I could feel the anguish he suffered in his death. Mr. Edgeworth, I won't be able to sleep tonight. Really? How terrible. Oh, come on. It's all because of you that my mind is filled with scary thoughts. I may even have nightmares myself. Even now, I can still remember everything clearly. The ring with the snowflake insignia glimmered with no purpose but to catch my eye. Wait, you saw it that far away? What? You expect me to believe you saw the insignia on the ring from that far?
Hold it.
A ring with a snowflake insignia. Impressive memory. I was formerly a newspaper salesman. I had to quickly identify what a customer wanted based on his appearance and attitude. In order to form a successful sales strategy, it's the most basic of the basics. But you are dealing with a corpse, not a customer. Are you like that with everyone? Yes, it has already become an ingrained habit of mine. It was an important point that could determine the success of or failure of a sale. That's how you were able to easily recall such a minor detail. Precisely. Even the engraved insignia is crystal clear. Is that really possible? What was the state of the body when we found it? I should review my evidence. Oh, that's right, he was clutching it in his hand. It wasn't even on him. I have an unerring eye, that much I can declare. So Knightley was killed by a dog that was being kept here in the prison. I find that hard to believe. They say that pets take after their owners, yeah? It doesn't have to take after them that much. This completely defeats the purpose of the animal therapy. Perhaps I should ask about the dog a little more. Oh no, that's right, how could I forget? I really want to stop recording these episodes so far apart. I really want to, like, get a good schedule going here. But that's besides the point. How did I forget the fact that his hand was originally under the cloth? That's right, and because he wasn't moved...
Objection!
I have you! A ring with a snowflake insignia. Yes, that is correct. It was clearly engraved on the surface. I see, your testimony is very accurate, but it is a little too accurate if you ask me. And what's wrong with being accurate? You state that you saw a ring with a snowflake insignia engraved into it, and it is true that the victim was wearing such a ring. See, was I not correct? That is not the issue I have with your testimony. Take a look at this picture. As you can see, the right hand is covered by a sheet. It should not have been possible for you to see the engraving on the ring, unless you had approached the body and lifted up the sheet for yourself. You said you only looked into the workroom through the door, and yet you gave such a detailed account of what you saw. Who do you think you are? I'm Prosecutor Edgeworth. I don't know who that is. As usual. Acting all high and mighty. I'm telling you I saw what I saw. Oh, and the victim must have moved his arm after I saw it.
Objection!
Objection! Don't think so. You said as much earlier. The man did not even flinch. He must have been dead already. The victim was already dead. How could he have been able to move his arm? This guy's looking pretty suspicious now, yeah? Frank Schwitt, what are you hiding, you scoundrel? I feel like Ray is the type of character that is actually like... I feel like he is overqualified. Like, he is smarter than Edgeworth and everyone here, but he plays the role of a fool. Kind of reminds me of, like, Sid from Gravity Rush. Oh, no, I ain't. I'm not... That is, you're wrong. I know what I saw. Why? Just like the first game. Just shut up already. Stop making a fuss about every little thing I say. Here's the defense attorney's assistant. He has finally shown his true self, which is apparently bald. Whoa, I guess the cat's out of the bag. A black, hairy one at that. Just went flying. I'm just your friendly neighborhood witness. Are you really just a witness? I would say that you are rather suspicious. What was that? You saw something that could not have been seen from the outside of the room. How is that possible? The logic behind it is simple. Mr. Schwitt, this is where you saw the body from. In the room, because he had to be there.
Take that!
When you discovered the body, you went inside the room where it lay. Since you saw the engraving on the ring, that is the only possibility. Even if you say that you ain't got no evidence to... Yes, I do. Where's the evidence that shows that I was in that room? I was grooming pets at that time. I'm surprised that there wasn't, like, a guard outside to see you go anywhere. In the room adjacent to where the body was found. I went so far as to borrow some rubber gloves. Oh, because you only have one glove, that's why.
Take that!
Finger licking good. What? Nothing. Mr. Schwitt, what were you doing when the body was discovered? Didn't I tell you already I was practicing being a pet groomer? I see, in that case. Do you happen to recognize this glove? Oh, that's... This was found near the body. It is believed to have been dropped by the culprit. By the way, I noticed that you also have a rubber glove hanging out of your apron pocket. No, this is something else.
Hold it!
Looks like you're missing one of your gloves. You can find gloves like these anywhere in the prison. Your evidence proves nothing. How many times do I have to yell objection? Perhaps we should hand this glove over to the police for fingerprinting. I'm certain that they will find some interesting results. Just a scream, even though he's not doing or saying anything. It's over.
Objection.
Who? What the? That's what his voice sounds like? That's pretty cool, right? That's my objection voice. He doesn't even sound like that. It's like, objection. He's like, pretty cool, it's my objection voice. Oh, I really like Ray. Mr. Shields, could you save the jokes for later? I'm not joking, just because it's not over yet. There's still something else. Something that's clearly odd. That guy's a prisoner, you know. He's got a bracelet and all. That's right! How did he get into that other workroom? Sensor would have set off the alarm, right? He's right. That's the only thing we don't know yet. Not so fast, Mr. Prisoner. Could you fill us in? That's pretty weird. The bracelet should have been his last line of defense. Defense? That's right, Kay. It was useful evidence for Mr. Prisoner here. He could have claimed that due to the bracelet, he wasn't able to enter the room. But he didn't say a word about it. Is there any reason why you didn't? The silent treatment, eh? Well, the judge yesterday did say that silence is golden. Wow! You really are a hotshot defense attorney, Mr. Shields. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. That's what your old man taught me, the defense attorney's creed, yeah? So what's the deal? Why didn't you mention anything about the bracelet? The truth is, it's broken. Broken? Some time ago, I took a spill, and the bracelet hit the floor with a loud bang. But since then, it has not been able to activate the sensor. Forgive me, it was so convenient, I didn't want to report it. I see. So the bracelet was broken. But did it really break so easily? If that is true, then there is a problem with the prison security. You there, may I have a moment? You're kitty, you're such a cute little guy. Yes, you are, meow. Excuse me! Yes, what can I do for you, meow? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What, really? That's not good at all. I'll contact the person in charge and have it replaced immediately. Thank you. I'll be holding on to the broken bracelet for the time being. Schwit's bracelet data jotted down in my organizer. Yes, sir. Please take care of it. Now that the bracelet's been taken care of, shall we move on to arresting you for murder? But what? Perish the thought. I didn't kill anyone, but your bracelet was broken, right? Doesn't that mean that you could have gone anywhere you wanted during the animal show? But all I did was find the body, honest. And it's true that I saw a dog biting his neck. However, I entered the workroom after the dog had left. Why did you do that? Well, it was just... I was curious if he had anything of value on him. So he was planning to loot the corpse. That's why he remembers Knightley's ring so well. Why are you looking at me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm a great thief. Please don't put me on the same level as him. But I didn't take a thing. The animal show had ended and the other prisoners were making their way back down here. I hurried back to my workroom and let out a scream to deceive the others. And that's when you dropped your rubber glove. Rubber glove data updating my organizer. I guess the story holds up. What do you think, Miles? Whether he is the murderer or not, one big question remains. How did Knightley get all the way from his holding cell to the prison? Oh yeah, wow, it's all the way over there and then through those vault doors. I guess he could have gone through those office doors too. You're right about that. It's a real stumper. And there's something Mr. Schwitt said in his testimony that I'm very concerned about. If that dog had any part in the murder... Mr. Schwitt. Yes? What is it? Were there any other prisoners who didn't see the animal show? Yes, there is only one other that I know of. And this prisoner wouldn't have been able to see the show even if he wanted to, correct? Yes, that's correct. Why do you ask? Just as I thought. I had my suspicions as soon as I saw that black dog. That fiendish criminal. Never expected him to be held here in this prison. Who? Where is his cell? Do you intend to meet him? Him? Who's him? He's a very special man. He receives very special treatment, and... Oh, forgive me. I need to watch what I say about him. However, if you value your lives, I would advise you to stay away from him. Hey, cut it out already. You're giving me the creeps. Puppet master in the shadows, huh? Yeah, I still value my life. He's being held in the special cell. I can't wait to go over there. It's like a ball pit. Over here in that direction. Or over there. Special cell. Certainly seems like he receives special treatment. Floor plans updated in my organizer. Well, just who is this him anyway? To protect my own life, all I can tell you is that he's the oldest prisoner here. My deepest apologies, but I can't say anymore. He's truly terrifying. Care to fill me in? It feels like you're leaving Uncle Ray behind here. He is someone I knew in the past. Attend for the special cell. I believe that black dog should be there as well. Okay, I'm actually going to end the episode here. I've had to take so many breaks this episode. I think I've taken like 6 breaks to go do different things. But I'm really enjoying this once again. I know I say this at the end of every episode, but like... There felt points in Apollo and Edgeworth 1 where just like the characters weren't doing it for me. Every single moment, like all of them, just happy with it. If you guys are enjoying the series, please leave a like, and if you want to become a member of the Dust Brigade, just click subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Raiden out.